guys, what is going on? It is Dunbar Snackbar here with Star Wars The Old Republic with Dunbar Snackbar before you as the Jedi. I just got off of Tython. I'm now a full-fledged Jedi, and I'm going to be checking out Coruscant here a little bit. It's the capital of the Republic. It's a planet that's actually one giant city. So just checking out the view here a little bit. Now, I think this is actually one of the coolest places in all of the Star Wars universe, so I'm kind of excited about being here. I want to apologize in advance. There's a lot of dialogue in this video. I promise it pertains to what is going on. There is, of course, some action, so bear with me through this first part here as we kind of go through some of the cutscenes. So anyway, getting into that, here we're going to go check in and fulfill my first quest.
You may be correct on that.
Now I'm here on Coruscant because I got to find out what's going on with my Jedi Master. So as I'm going to kind of see what's going on, I come across this guy too.
Ah, you're here. It's a great pleasure to meet one of the Republic's finest. I read the report about your handling of Nayland Raylock on Tython. Extraordinary work for a young Jedi.
How did you learn of this?
People in the know stay that way by employing people like me. I represent Venara Kale, Senator of Coruscant. She not only speaks for our capital world in the Galactic Senate, but oversees this planet's government. Senator Kale leads the effort to rebuild what was destroyed during the Sith Empire's invasion. Healing those old wounds has been slow and painful.
You're here collecting credits for the reconstruction. Is that it?
A person with your skills can provide more substantial aid. This world faces many a crisis. A shattered infrastructure, a booming refugee population, whole sectors descending into anarchy. All of these hinder the rebuilding. Senator Kale believes you're specially qualified to deal with a dangerous and urgent threat. She'd appreciate the favor of a meeting. Immediately.
A great Jedi has fallen ill. She is my priority.
Keep an open mind. What's good for Senator Kale is good for Master Yuan as well. Senator Kale is the greatest leader we've had in decades. She'll not only rebuild this world, but the rest of the Republic with it. Speak to Minister Imo at the Senate Tower. Tell him you're expected. Good luck, and welcome to Coruscant.
No, seriously, my biggest priority right now is visiting Master Yuan, because it's what's the main story right now. So I finally make it to where she's staying here in the Senate Tower. This is the first time I've been able to see her since everything happened on Tython, and she kind of fainted and fell ill. So let's see what happens.
I failed. I failed. I failed. I'm sorry. I failed. Once there were two little boys. Their names were Parkanis and something. Why can't I remember?
It's going to be all right. I'm sure you'll remember eventually. Just relax.
But I have to remember. Padawan. I'm not mad. The man in the shadows is making me this way. He brings the darkness. It's coming.
The man in the shadows. I don't understand.
Parkanis! Parkanis, where are you?
Yuan! Farron? Please, see Yuan back to her room. I'm sorry you had to see that. I'm Atris Finn, the researcher here. We must get to work finding a cure.
She keeps talking about someone called Parkanis. Who is that?
You don't know either? Never mind. A cure is what Yuan really needs. The problem is that the greatest collection of learning in the galaxy, the Jedi Temple here on Coruscant, has lain in ruins since the war. I believe the answer to curing Yuan is in the archives of the temple ruins, but accessing them won't be easy.
If it will help Yuan, I'll get us the information.
The temple's artificers created a system to sort through the vast stores of knowledge. A set of 3 holocrons that served as guides. The wisdom and personalities of the Order's greatest masters were imprinted on these guides, which they called Noeticons.
I see no need for hesitation here.
Unfortunately, we don't have the Noeticons. Not anymore. The temple ruins were looted. The Noeticons were taken. I have a lead on one of them, but it's not in friendly hands. Republic security spotted some Gan scavengers carrying a Noeticon in the Migrant Merchants Guild. The Republic brought one of the Gand in for questioning, but he won't talk.
Being taken in by security must be quite intimidating. Maybe he'll speak to a Jedi.
The Republic officer you want is Alec Efron. He's at the security outpost with the Gand right now. And I'm working on a lead for the second Noeticon. I should have something by the time you get back. Good luck.
I like what Qyzenn said right there, where he's like, we'll face anyone. Heck, yes we will. Alright, so here we go with one more. On my way out, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and talk to this senator that we were talking to earlier. So let's find out what she wants.
Thank you for coming on short notice. I'm Senator Venara Kale. Forgive my abruptness, but time is a luxury I don't possess. As you may have heard, Coruscant is overwhelmed with refugees fleeing Imperial tyranny. Many have been here since the war. The refugees took over the old galactic market sector, huddling in shops and warehouses that were abandoned during the sacking of Coruscant. They refused to leave.
Is the Republic doing anything to provide for these refugees?
Resources are scarce. There's only so much we can do. As so often happens when fear and poverty dominate, a criminal element has risen to take advantage of the situation. The Migrant Merchants Guild began as a political advocacy group for refugees. Over the years, it transformed into a ruthless and murderous criminal syndicate.
Do the gangsters have a power structure? A leader?
It's a consortium of powerful crime lords. When one falls, another takes his place. It makes them difficult to defeat. The Migrant Merchants Guild has grown increasingly hostile and violent. Their criminal enforcers have acquired military-grade weaponry. Earlier today, their thugs took to the streets. They attacked our security personnel, set fires, began rioting. We're facing an armed insurrection.
I've negotiated with hostile parties before. Put me in touch with these criminals. I'll do what I can.
Jedi are warriors as well as diplomats. If diplomacy fails, we must use force. For generations, the old galactic market was Coruscant's central trade hub. Its importance isn't merely economic. It's a symbol of the Republic's freedom. The comm channels are jammed. We've lost contact with our security forces. I need your help ending this crisis. The criminals must not win.
If there's any way to settle this dispute without further violence, I'll find it.
Do not restrain yourself too much. These men are thieves and murderers. Do whatever you must to save innocent lives from that criminal filth. Find my security chief, Captain Winborn. He'll help. Good luck.
So I was really tempted to actually flirt with her right there, but I kind of remembered, if you watch the first 3 Star Wars movies, you know what happens when you flirt with a politician? You turn into Darth Vader. So I'm not going to do that. Alright, so this is kind of cool because I get a ride in traffic here. In this little taxi, which is pretty sweet. Now, a lot's going on right now, and like I said, I am sorry for all this. Basically, I'm going down to the old galactic trade market, and I gotta beat a whole bunch of bad guys, basically. One, because they have the new Noeticon, which is a piece of information for me to help heal my master, and also because the senator told me to. So, while I get down here, though, there's a couple other quests, which I may pick up down the road and stuff like that, but I'm not going to be showing every single one. So, I finally make it here. That was a pretty sweet ride. And then I go ahead and I meet the security agent that I was supposed to meet with, asked by somebody else here.
In accordance with Security Force Regulation 1195, conversations with non-security personnel are to be kept to a minimum. Let's make this quick. I'm Captain Denel Zahn. Senator Bark's page ordered me to give you information regarding the Senator's stolen goods.
Where can I find the shipment?
Look, I don't work for him. If you want that information, we're gonna have to come to an understanding. Did the Senator's crony tell you where the shipment came from, or what these computer chips are for?
Now that you mention it, he didn't explain anything about the chips.
I'm not surprised. These political types like to gloss over details. The chips are from planet Ryloth. They're designed to operate remote control slave collars. Under Republic Law 4412, Rylothian slave collars and the chips used to make them are illegal in Republic space, even for senators.
Slavery is an abomination to the Force.
The fact is, possession of those chips is against the law. Our immediate problem is that these slave collar chips are spread around the Migrant Merchants Guild headquarters. First priority is get the shipment together again. After that, bring the chips back to me and I'll make sure they're destroyed.
That sounds like the right thing to do.
It's the only thing to do. Find the chips and get out of the guild warehouse. Once you've got everything, I suggest you let us deal with the shipment, not the senator.
Alright, so I'll explain that quest here in a second, but here we go, finding some information about the Noeticon.
Jedi, welcome. Welcome to the old galactic market, sir. I'm sorry, I never met a real Jedi up close.
I'm a person, just like you.
Right, yes. Well, anyway.
This is the, Gand we brought in. He was talking about that Jedi holocron you're all looking for, but he's not exactly, talkative.
You will tell me about the holocron. Who is this Lars Badig? Is there some sort of schedule that determines who holds it? So I must light the signal, then go to the warehouse.
I'll bet the signals have something to do with the Gand hierarchy. Throw up the right one and you'll get their leader.
Alright, so here we go. One more quest. This one is going from that senator, the one you saw earlier.
Cut power to the whole blasted planet if you have to. We can't let those crazies take over the network.
Captain Winborn, Senator Kale said you need backup. What's the situation?
We're getting cut to pieces down here. We're not trained to fight an army of killers. These gangsters are smart, organized, clearly trained off-world. They'll kill thousands. Might even destroy the Senate Tower.
Pull your men back, Captain. Let me handle the criminals.
It's not that simple. They came here with a plan. The gangsters brought slicers to access every network node in the sector. They're trying to take over the automated speeder flight paths. They'll cause thousands of mid-air collisions. It'll rain debris on the Senate Tower like a meteor storm. No telling how many will die.
Send a man to warn the senators. They need to find shelter.
I sent word right before you got here, but there isn't enough time to save everyone. We have to stop this here. The gangsters have armed patrols guarding the network access points. We need to push them back and manually lock down the terminals. Get enough terminals, and we might just pull this off. My men will back you up. Good luck in there.
Alright, so if you have been staying with everything so far, mad props to you. So here we go, finally get to doing some fighting here. Alright, so the guy who kind of looked like Darth Maul a little bit earlier, the guy who was talking about these slave collars or whatever it was, I met somebody else, and he told me that another senator wanted me to stop the guys from taking this package that was very, very important. I didn't know what was in it until I met that guy. So, of course, I'm going to destroy it. Alright, so that what you saw, you can get different skills and stuff like that to help you out. So I'm going with archaeology just so I can kind of sell some things. Also, to kind of let you know what also is going on, after you reach level 10 or 11, I think you have to be level 10 for it. But you get to choose a more advanced class for you. So initially I started off as a Jedi Consular, which means I kind of focus more in the Force than necessarily than just my lightsaber. So you can choose like a more special class. Like you can use, you can become a Jedi Shadow, which is like, you know, you deal with stealth, or you become a Jedi Sage, which means you're all about healing and stuff like that. So I've kind of played MMOs in the past as the healer, simply because those are usually what is sought after the most, and you can do a lot of good and help people out. So that's kind of what I wanted to do. So I am a Jedi Sage. So even though, yes, I can still swing my lightsaber, I'm still going to be using the Force abilities, and you're probably going to be seeing a lot of healing as well. Even for somebody like Qyzenn, the guy who is with me here, because I've kind of used some strategy here in some of the videos down the road that are coming up here, where healing is a great thing to have. So I come across a tough guy here. I'm just slicing and dicing. Just trying to do something to get this guy dead here. It's going to take a little bit. But Qyzenn's rocking it. I'm rocking it. This guy's going to die here pretty quick. So, this whole video, I know it's like 20-something minutes. This is like 2 hours worth of gameplay, you guys, narrowed down. So that's why there's a lot of cutscenes. There's a lot of information kind of going on all at once. But a lot of people who've been watching this, they kind of wanted to get the whole story. So that's kind of why I'm going through this. So try and catch up. If you need to go back and rewatch it, hey, by all means, go ahead and do that. Alright, so what I'm doing right now, besides killing this guy with my lightsaber, is I am trying to find those slave collars that he was talking about earlier. And we're pretty deep in the old market right now. You can see that the guys who we are facing here are tough. I mean, this is one of the underbosses. Actually, one of the big head honchos is down the way a little bit here too. So after I kill this guy and pick that up, I'll probably do some meditating here. Kind of heal up pretty quick. Get all my force back. Well, I got to pick this up too, I guess. Alright. So let's take these guys too. Might as well. Now, I'm probably not doing the smartest thing right now, because my health is like at 50% right now. It's probably not a smart call when you're going up against a group of people who outnumber you 2-to-1. But I've kind of learned that I can also do a lot of damage from a distance, so I'm not necessarily too worried about this. And Qyzenn is just awesome, so I just go ahead and send him in. And he kind of does all the hand-to-hand fighting. I just sit back, relax, and enjoy the show, basically. So you can see back there was the last box here, but one of the head honchos, like I said, is down here. He's chilling on that box, doesn't know what's coming. Alright, so here's the time where I meditate. Meditating, you can see that red bar below is kind of coming back up pretty quick. That's my health meter. And this guy, he's the leader of the guild. So I kind of wanted to make sure I got this done before everything, because if I can kill him, then I complete the bonus side of the mission, which is to kill a certain amount of guild members, and then I gotta kill more, and then I gotta kill their leader. Dude, this guy is huge. Anyway, we're getting him taken care of pretty quick. That was like easy. So I'll pick that up. I will turn that in. That's that shipping manifest that I needed for some other stuff here. Oh man, you know what? My inventory is full again. Alright, so here we are. We've kind of advanced pretty far now, because what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get to that little place where I send the signal. Now, if you remember that Gand, or that dude with the mask who talked all weird, he's this is where I'm supposed to be to kind of set off the signal and get to that warehouse he was talking about. So I got to clear this out. I got to fight my way to that warehouse. That's what Qyzenn and I are going to do. Now, as you go through Coruscant, you kind of go through this level, basically. Obviously, you go against some people who become more and more difficult, and you see a whole wide variety of different kind of opponents. So that's kind of nice here that there is that variety. Oh my gosh, everyone's sitting around the table. So I'll kind of get that activated. Surprise! Dinner's ready. Alright, so he's going to charge me. Not a smart call. The thing that is nice about being a Jedi, though, is even though I am a healer and I do a lot of force magic, I can get dirty, get in their faces, and take them out here. I'm not as efficient as like a Jedi Knight or something like that. Whew, these guys are hanging out in the room. This will be kind of easy because I can focus them into one area. But I'm gonna go. I'm gonna jump in there anyway. Qyzenn's gonna get one guy. I'm gonna get the other. Well, knowing us, I'll be able to finish this pretty quick. Now I did not think that one through. So this guy, who like is really tough, is about ready to kill me. So I stun him. That's a nice move that I have. That kind of helps me out considerably. Booyah! I like that. That's a great combo, doing the whole area of effect thing where you kind of throw them back and then you pick up a rock and chuck it at them. Now usually anytime you throw a rock at somebody, they're going to get stunned too, so kind of liking having that. Alright, so meditating again. Getting that health back up because I kind of learned my lesson after that. I was super close to dying. I'm going to get these last guys here. Man, there's a lot of people who are kind of tough. So I like running past them too, because that way they focus on Qyzenn, and then I can just keep hitting them from the side or just getting them from behind, whatever. Throwing the rocks and killing them. Alright, so we finally advance here to this next part. And there's some guys here. Now I'm going to give you a little bit of a warning here. Because of how much time I've taken out of your life already here with this video, and I didn't want it to be this long, but for everything to kind of make sense, it kind of needs to be. Once all of this stuff here in a little bit happens, there's really just a couple more cutscenes that happen one right after another, and then after the last scene, this video is going to end. So I thought I'd go ahead and say it now. You guys have a good one. Thanks for watching. You guys are awesome. Those are the 3 things I always say. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to light the signal, basically. There's 3 signal lights on it. A school of fish, pack of dogs, and a mighty rancor. What am I going to choose? Heck yeah, a rancor.
I understand how this works.
Of course I'm going to go with the rancor. Alright, so nothing really happens. I don't think I came across anything that told me what I was supposed to do for that. But, what do you know? Some more guys just chilling here, hanging out. That's the last mistake you'll ever make, dude. Was to hang out over here by Dunbar Snackbar. Alright, so once this guy is killed, then we'll just go ahead. We'll advance a little bit further, and we'll get to that warehouse where that Noeticon is supposed to be. Alright, so we finally get in there. There's only one guy waiting for me, so let's see what he has to say.
Lars Barrick is a criminal. He stole the holocron from the Jedi. If I promise to help stop this injustice, will you give me the holocron? You're stuck behind this barricade. You can only gain by trusting me. You have my gratitude.
Alright, so here comes the last cutscene. I gotta pick up the Noeticon behind me. So again, thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one.
The fractal structure requires that it be removed for...
With all respect, Master Arca, you are incorrect. The structure only appears fractal. If you view it through the lens of the Force, you...
I don't suppose either of you is going to move past your petty geometrical squabble long enough to notice we have a visitor.
Sorry to disturb such illustrious masters, but I am in need of information.
No need to apologize, Jedi. They have a tendency to get carried away. The last person to use the Noeticon got so tired of hearing these two yammer, he shut us down. It was a mercy.
Wait, Master Thoris. Where is the Jedi Temple? We seem to have been moved.
The temple has been destroyed, and its contents ransacked.
Destroyed? Has any of the knowledge been recovered?
This is the first Noeticon I found.
It seems much has changed since we were last activated, and not for the better.
Masters, I've come seeking help from my own master, Yuan Par. She's suffering a mysterious illness.
How terrible. Come, tell us her symptoms. Perhaps we can help.
So, she claims the darkness is coming, and talks of someone called Parcanus, and her mind is most affected.
I'm afraid we've plied our extensive knowledge of biological, chemical, and technological diseases, but this illness is beyond us.
What would you have me do?
Sometimes knowledge comes through ruling out false ideas.
For once, Master Vandar and I agree. Yuan's illness is definitely not medical, but we have accessed files that bear cross-checking. If you can find the Noeticon of Light, where Masters Noad, Nomi, and Woe guard the Jedi Order's mystical knowledge, they may be able to help.
You have my gratitude.
I'm sorry we couldn't have been of more help, but it's difficult without the other parts of the Noeticon.
Find the Noeticon of Light, and seek your answer there. May the Force be with you. And remember, if you seek answers, you must always ask questions.